When you're ready to generate your state degree application, we're going to walk through how to do that from the Reports tab. So we'll go to Reports, and you have these ones. You can get a list of everything you've done here. You'll journal summary. You get all your journal stuff. You can get a journal summary in and out of class. You can generate a resume, so on and so forth. We can look at some profit and loss and some financial statements. And then we can also talk about reports and FFA applications. We get your entire record book. But the one we're going to talk about here is the Degree and Application Manager. Once you've created the state degree app, it'll already be here. But the first time you'll need to create it. So I've actually created one here. You can see from December. Let's pretend that hasn't happened. So I would go to Agri-Science Fair, and I want the Oregon FFA degree app. I could also do an American degree. I could do a generic STAR application, proficiency application, which is something many should consider, or the American degree eventually. But we're going to do the FFA state degree. And we'll just hit Add New. If you have old applications that are here you want to get rid of, you can. So for example, I'm going to get rid of that one there. But just know that there's some information that you'd lost when that happens. So also know there's any problems here, it'll tell you that. Like these are ones where there's no financial records or should be. That's what's thrown a fit. But once I have the application, I go to it, and it's really straightforward. Work your way down this side here. And again, it's thrown to say, hey, you got some things where you've not put any entries, but you have these active SAEs. So just might be a key thing there. Review other things we've done. But we can go to the cover, make sure everything that needs to be filled out is, and complete that. Once it's done, you'll notice that things will save as it goes. Okay, so we'll save sign there, it's done. When we go to basic setup, a lot of this is already done for us. So the dates, beginning and ending dates, make sure it's ended the December 31st of the last year. So 2020 would be if we're doing a 2021 state degree. Notice I can't type anything here. It's automatically pulling this data in from my record book. So if I want this to update, I have to go back to my record book, make those entries, come back. This will automatically change. If we have anything wrong, we'll do the same thing there. We can review our SAEs, and we're going to do a lot of reviewing. You just say, hey, is everything showing up? Are these all the hours I actually have, or should I have more? And if I do, I need to go to my journal and make those appropriate entries as outlined on what journal entries should look like. You're going to notice the income and expense statement. Again, things I cannot change. They're already set. And it's based upon what I've put in for my income and expenses, my current of those, and then my non-current inventory. And again, review the videos on how to do that. This is just, again, if we go through these, will show us what we've put in. And if things aren't there that are supposed to be, we need to find out why. And if things are missing, or things are there that aren't supposed to be, we need to find out why. But things we've shown up in our, such as like this U that we have in our non-depreciable inventory, it's there. And I can go to assets and see everything that's listed. I can see my liabilities. Essentially, this is your balance sheet. And I can get to my net worth. It'll also tell me if I'm meeting, let's go ahead and make me a little smaller here, for my state degree. So if I look over here, I can see where it says met. I can do these things actually match up. Do I have my records correct? And it needs to be that's the case. And then I go to the earned and productively invested. And this is where it really tells me, do I meet the requirements for the state degree or not? And you can see here it says not met. I haven't had all the entries I need to, which in this dummy account, not a surprise here. And it tells you what it has to be in order to meet it. So you can tell how close you are. Last ones we can take a look at, it'll list all your activities you've done. You'll notice it lists every one by each one. For a state degree, you have to have a total of 30 here, and at least 5 above the chapter level. And so every time we've entered an FFA activity in competition or in other FFA activities, it'll show up here. If we do soils multiple years, it'll show up multiple times. And that's counts a different activity every year we do it. If we do it district and state, those are 2 different activities. Under community service, we can see anything we've listed here, and these requirements at the bottom need to be met. Make sure it's very clear who it's for. And then to know if we meet or not, we have the checklist. So we can see here anything that's like, oh, it's missing my FFA member number. If that's a problem, you contact me because that shouldn't be an issue. This is a dummy account, like we said. But if we're missing the address, city, state, or zip, so I would go to click on it, and it would take me to where I need to put that in. Okay, good. I go to the checklist again, and it'll take me to the page that has the problem. says candidate has a chapter in green, hand FFA degree. Well, I have to go and mark those in the application. That's a yes or no. And again, you know that if you have it. But if you're qualifying for your state degree, you have your chapter degree, even if you haven't received the pin at a banquet. So there we are. Those are the requirements there. You can see how close you are and what needs, do I have everything in or not when it comes to that. The last step is to get your application. So we go to save print and we hit complete save your app. Okay, and the data was saved there. It says I have 12 things not met, but I can get the PDF. And now this PDF is set. I have to, if I update anything in my record book, I have to go back and get a new one that's there. It kind of keeps track here. And then it'll download it, and it's here. And then from there, I can take a look at the application. It'll say draft if I haven't met anything. If it doesn't, it'll have everything on it. And then I can submit that electronically or however I'm being told to. That's how we use the AET to generate, from all the entries we made, this state degree application, which it by itself only takes a few minutes, if and literally a handful, if your record books are up to date.